There's been a flood of new 55 to 60 foot Flybridge boats onto the market, and this is Ferretti muscling in on the action with the brand new 580, the second smallest boat in its Flybridge range, and it goes up against the likes of the Princess F55, the Absolute 56 Fly and the Galleon 560 Fly. With a pair of Volvo Penta D13 1000 horsepower engines, it will top out about 32 knots, cruise at 27-28. So let's see what this brand new Ferretti brings to what is quite a congested part of the market. I'm Jack Haines, welcome to YachtBuyer. At the transom there is a hydraulic bathing platform with built-in steps on either side and a useful boot-like hatch to stow water sports equipment. There is access up each side of the transom bench, and there's a pull-out deck shower mounted inside a hatch on the starboard side. Covered stern gear is a typical Ferretti trait, and it includes a cleat, winch and drain bin for dropping loose rope tails into. The cockpit features a high-low table with opening leaves, which drops down and opens out to extend the sunbathing space on the aft deck. The backrest also moves forward to create a bench seat when the table is being used as a dining space. On the port side, there is a third docking station, which includes throttles and controls for the thrusters. The side decks are wide and well protected by decent guardrails on their outer edge, though a rail on the superstructure would add an extra layer of security when moving forward. The nav lights, stylish as they are mounted in a place where it's all too easy to catch a shoulder. The foredeck is a great lounging area and features a broad daybed opposite a sunpad with an adjustable headrest that can move to either create a bench seat or extended sunbathing space. Practical detailing is good and includes teak cup holders and useful teak top storage bins on either side, perfect for stowing phones, sun cream and other loose items. Forward, the anchor locker hatches pop open on gas struts to reveal deep, segregated voids for separating fenders and lines from the anchor chain. Up to the Flybridge then, and the first thing to point out is that you can have a hardtop with the 580. Clearly this boat hasn't got it. If you don't have it, you have an electric bimini that pops up and gives you a nice amount of shade over this area. In terms of the layout out here, it's quite simple really. You have all your seating around the aft end here, you have a nice big table, similar style to downstairs really. Support pops out there, and then over it comes, and there you go, you've got really nice big dining space there. These tables could do with a finger hold though, because they're very heavy and you trap your fingers when you close them. Forward of that, wet bar. Grill is an option. Clearly this owner hasn't specified it, but you can have a nice big grill there that clears away into the sink, and then underneath you've got your usual array of cooling space, ice maker, that sort of thing. Forward then to starboard is really just sunbathing space. You've got this extension here, that's actually an option just to give you a little bit more space to stretch out, and then a lovely big swathe of sunpad there with the windscreen right forward, which means it probably won't offer much protection at the helm, but the design of this helm means that actually you've got a bit of protection from the pod on the top of the dash. And I really, really like this driving position. Clever to have the cup holders down here. It's small, it's neat, everything is nice and close. The view forward, even when I'm sitting here, is very good, but I have got a bolster option if I want it. And if you want to moor the boat from up here, okay, the hatch is on the starboard side so you can't see the bathing platform, but the all-round view, the view down the side, is very good indeed. As I said, two engine options here, Volvo Penta D13 1000 or 900 horsepower, top speed of around 32 knots, and of course the option of the Zenta joystick, which combines the propellers and the thrusters to give you IPS style joystick control on a shaft drive boat. Let's head inside. Ferretti was one of the first to fit a top hinged galley window, but it's opted for a sliding mechanism on the 580, which has the same effect of opening the galley up to the cockpit. A bar top slides out of the counter to complete the transformation and creates a flat deck to line up drinks and nibbles for those in the cockpit. The galley is a practical shape and has high countertops, allowing you to easily wedge yourself in if you're using the space when the boat is on the move. The fridge freezer is on the opposite side of the saloon to allow space for full height units. There are plenty of smart storage solutions too, including dedicated fiddled storage for the boat's cutlery and dinnerware. There are classic and contemporary interior decor options, the showboat being classic, and the dinette is arranged opposite this couple's bench with pop-up TV mounted behind. If you want a larger screen, then you can lose the sofa and have a bigger, albeit fixed, TV. At the lower helm, much like on the Flybridge, the second helm seat is an option, but given that there aren't many forward-facing seats in the saloon, it's one worth ticking. There isn't a side door, but there is at least a manual window for ventilation and communicating with crew. The 3D printed pod is home to twin MFDs, which display most of the vital information and can be controlled via touchscreen or a separate control pad. Now let's head downstairs and have a look at the accommodation. There are a couple of layout options down here, all with 3 cabins, but you can have 2 or 3 bathrooms. This particular boat is the 2-bathroom version, which means here on the starboard side you have a twin guest cabin, which is a decent size. You've got a good amount of headroom in there. It's got a bit of hull window and an opening porthole and full height hanging wardrobe. But if we quickly head into the owner's cabin, this is a really key standout area of this boat. Really quite a special cabin in this sector. I love this mezzanine design where you've got your little bureau down here, your office, and a bit of storage under here, and obviously a mirror. But it's lovely because it sits overlooking the rest of the cabin. You've got a run of steps down into the cabin itself, where you've still got really excellent headroom. There's a bit of a step up around the bed on that side, but you can see there's also a cutout in the ceiling, so headroom's good even over there. You've got storage running along that counter there and a big hanging wardrobe over there too, and the television is built into the mirror on this bulkhead, which is quite a nice feature. Yeah, the bed's a really good size. You've got nice bedside tables. It's a really lovely space, and of course it also has a private ensuite. Now if you go for the 3-bathroom version, you lose this area, so for me I think this is the one to have. Let's go and have a look at the VIP cabin now. The VIP cabin then is right forward on the way. You've got this storage here dedicated to the washer dryer. This particular owner's gone for a combo one, but you have got space to have washer above, dryer below, or vice versa if you want. But this boat's got the combined one and a bit more storage, which is quite useful. Right forward then we have the VIP. Again, storage is really good. You've got a nice big hanging locker there on the port side, more storage dotted around at eye level, repeater switches for the lighting and the air conditioning, and reading lights up there, and a nice little shelf with a fiddle on it so you can leave your phone down there, things in the day, and they're not going to slide off and end up on the floor. Again, a bit of hull window, natural ventilation both sides. You haven't got an actual skylight, but you have got an escape hatch here. Now this cabin, because it is the 2-bathroom version, this is the dayhead as well as the private ensuite for this cabin. It's a good size, but it is of course shared with the twin cabin aft. The only complaint I've got is that there isn't a huge amount of space at the end of the bed here to get changed, and because the door opens in, again, that gobbles up a fair bit of space. Right, that's the accommodation for guests then. Let's head aft, look at the crew space and engine room. Crew space on the 580 is optional. If you don't have it, you just have a big storage void. It isn't huge down here. The space over the bed is actually okay, but once you come down there, this is about the only place you can stand. Apart from the bathroom, of course. Well, it's a wet room, so you have a shower, toilet and sink in there. You know, this sort of boat is on the cusp of being owner run or crewed. If crew space is really a big part of what you want for your boat, then you're probably better to look at something like the Absolute 56 Fly. Engine access then is through a nice big hatch here in the cockpit. You've got a teak ladder that brings you down here right between the engines, and away from the hatch you have to stoop if you're my sort of height, but here you can have a nice look around, and obviously it brings a lot of natural light in as well as the artificial light. The arrangement itself is very, very tidy. It's a little bit tight to get around the outside of the engines, but getting between them, getting around the back really isn't too bad at all. And there's some nice detailing down here as well, like you've got freshwater wash down in here. If there's a spillage, then you have a hose inside here that can help you clean it all out. And the Seakeeper, if it's optioned on the boat, is neatly mounted down here behind the ladder, and the generator is tucked in the aft corner there. It's an impressive space. There you have it, that's our tour of the Ferretti 580. I hope you liked it. If you did, please do give the video a like. And if you'd like to watch my sea trial of this boat's big sister, the 860 that we did at Cannes, click up here. And if you would like to subscribe to the channel, please click up here. Thanks for watching.